Hello, I'm Dylan Bruce. I'm with Team Redacted, and I'm a game designer here working on Afro Samurai 2 Revenge of the Bear. This stage is called Sea Town, or Corrupt Town, and it's a little bit further after Kuma's progressed in the game. This is an intro cinematic here, and it's skippable if you hit B. It's basically showing Kuma and Brother 3 walking into a bar in Corrupt Town, and this is how they enter the bar. You have this DJ here with large speakers at one end of the room, a stripper in the center of the room, and you can see they'll all have censored bars over their breasts, so because we can't show that on TV. So the stripper stage will move up. It will reveal the character and Brother 2, and this is where gameplay begins. So you'll see the UI displays your basic enemy at the bottom right. You see your combo count at the center right. Objectives will show at the bottom left. And the player here is free to hit X and attack in any direction as long as there's an enemy in it. So right now we're in Afro style, and that means you can counter other Ronin's attacks on the Y button. Now we've entered Kuma style, and we can execute, as you can see there, with a 5-hit combo multiplier. And you can see your combo count on the right-hand side there. So every time you gain 5 successful hits, you can execute while in Kuma style.
The music, cats are brainwashed, hypnotized, mesmerized, whichever way you put it. It's not like you can kill the
Now we
entire
will
town.
go back to Afro style. And you can see there by holding the L trigger, we can lock onto an enemy and strafe around them. In addition to this, we can counter while we're doing that, and we can dodge around them. So if you hold the direction and press the A button, you can flip over them or side to side or backwards. You notice there the electrical effects around Kuma. That's been dangling there for a while. That's the overclock functionality. And when you're able to overclock, you can hit the right bumper. As you can see there, and you have a big number on the right hand side displaying how many enemies you can kill. So you kill those enemies by just hitting them while you're in overclock mode, and you activate that again by hitting the right bumper. You can see at the bottom right there we have chips restored. Chips will lose their functionality when you're hit with the sound wave from the speakers from the DJ. So you can see there you have a chip failure, all styles disabled. This simply means you can't use any of the functionality that belongs to any of your chips. So you can't lock on, you can't counter, you can't dodge, and you can't execute. Now we have a new enemy here, and our chips restored.
No, of course not. That would be wrong. Forget I mentioned it. You got to break the spell.
And as you can see, we can counter the Biwa arrows being shot from that Biwa gun above the DJ back to the speakers to take care of those guys. And here we're showing some of the flips from the Afro style, side to side and backwards. You can also jump at the enemy and launch yourself over them. And you can see your combo counter at the right hand side will reset when you are attacked. As it stands, there are no other conditions to reset your combo multiplier. It will just keep stacking, just for debug reasons. You can see there we have an area of effect attack, essentially an area of effect execution, which is made available under the master chip, which is on the right hand side. And this will essentially execute all of the enemies in your immediate area.
Come on now. chill. Think about me. Think about
As you may have noticed, Ninja makes occasional appearances and gives the player instructional guidelines and context. So this will happen throughout the level here.
Story of life. Kuma versus Afro Samurai. Long travel, battles in the shadows. Brother versus brother. One is chasing, one is running through the path. Catching the best might as well accept it. Coming. Where are you running? Where are you going?
So right now what we're trying to do is deflect those BY arrows into the speakers so we can destroy them. And you have to hit them a few times, I believe 3 each. But you won't have to aim your deflective shots. Once you deflect the arrow, it will just choose one speaker to move towards and damage it, essentially. But you will want to take note that in order to deflect these arrows, you will have to be in the Afro style, which enables arrow deflection. We'll try to get rid of some of these enemies, as they will keep spawning until all the speakers are destroyed. And there you have it. That is the bar fight level with the DJ boss. Now we will take the fight outside and begin to traverse the actual sea town. You might have noticed Archangel, our mysterious Western character, move through that fire on the left-hand side. This entire level is actually about chasing him and trying to get to him before he gets to his boat. And these mysterious figures are the Unforgiven. So they will fight differently from the Ronin that we fought earlier in the bar, the Ronin and the Samurai. They're a lot faster, they'll dodge your attacks, and you have to take them out with the Master Style Air Effect attack, which we're calling the Master Slice. Okay, so we see our destination there, the end of this cinematic camera. And we have this float, we're calling it. It will move towards you throughout the stage and shoot fire at you. And the whole objective is to move away from it, so you'll be moving towards the camera and trying to destroy all the objects in your path that will hinder you. So all of the barrels there are destructible. And the objective here is to simply destroy all the things in our path so we can move forward. There will be a collider on the camera, so you don't have to worry about running too close to it. If you run too close to the camera, Kuma will simply reach a barrier. So we have these Unforgiven spawning here during our progression. With not quite enough time to fight them, so you will have to keep moving forward. We can see a side path here that we've entered. And we've encountered the Unforgiven Samurai. This is a mini-boss of sorts that does high damage to you. And he is accompanied by his Unforgiven, which we'll try to take out beforehand. So this is made easy using the Kuma style, seeing as to how all we need is a 5-count multiplier and we can execute. As you might have already noticed, there's a dynamic between the Kuma style and the Afro style, where the Kuma style is used mainly for offensive players, where you can execute and you have higher damage, as opposed to the Afro style, where you can dodge and counter and you're a little more elusive than you are. A more defensive stance. As you can see, it's a lot easier while in Kuma style to weed out all the enemies around the perimeter. Now we return to Afro style. When Kuma does take about 70% damage, as you can see there, he will enter an injured state where half of his helmet will pop off and his attacks drastically suffer. You can only do about one attack that's not very good on connecting anything. And you just have to keep using it until you can recover your life. And as you can see, his helmet is popped back on, so now we're back to standard Kuma. Okay, so we will try to take out the Unforgiven Samurai and move forward. You might have also noticed that Afro Samurai 2 is a HUD-less game. We do have UI that will give information to the player about whatever their current objective is and their multiplier, but as far as the traditional health bar or gauge goes, we won't be having that. We'll be trying to convey health by simply the state of Kuma as you can physically see him. And looks like everybody's taken out. We can move forward just in time to see Archangel aboard his boat. And there we go. So at the end here, we'll run these panels here with Redacted, VE, Gonzo, and that'll be the end. I believe we've turned to the title screen after that. Once again, I'm Dylan Bruce. I'm on the Redacted team as a game designer on the Afro Samurai 2 project. Thank you for your time.